Hey guys, and welcome back. I just wanted to make a quick Lightroom tutorial today, specifically about a photo that I posted on a Facebook group recently. It was this photo right here. It's a photo that I shot while I was in Guatemala last month, and I really liked this photo, but I wasn't crazy about the background with this car here, and it just felt kind of out of place. And so I chose to make the background black and white to kind of like tone it down and bring more attention to the woman in the center. And I thought it turned out really good, and somebody asked me how I did it. So I'm going to show you guys right now how I did it. There's many different ways you can do this. I'm going to show you specifically in Lightroom how to do this. So Photoshop might be better for selecting people out of a background, but if you just have Lightroom and you don't want to mess with Photoshop, there's a pretty easy way to do it. So let's jump into Lightroom and show you how I did it. So here we are with the photo. This is the final product that I got, and I'm going to revert back to the original image so I can step by step show you how I did this. So to do that, you can easily hit Control-Shift-R to revert back to the original. That would be Command-Shift-R on Mac. So first of all, what I did is I went over here to my adjustment brush, and I went down to the saturation, and I turned the saturation all the way down. And if I hover my cursor over my screen here, I can see this little circle here, and I can resize that to whatever I want. If you're using a mouse like I am, the wheel on the mouse can control the size very easily. That's the easiest way that I found. If you don't want to do it that way, over here on the size, if you just pull it, it'll show you how big or small it is, and you can feather it, flow it. I'm going to take the feathering down just a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to get close to her. So what I'm going to do now is I'm basically just going to paint this effect on. So this is a good lesson. In the adjustment brush, you can pretty much set whatever settings you want over here on the right. So here's all the same normal settings that you could choose and manipulate your photo, and you can just paint those settings on. So all I did is I went through here and I painted on. First I did kind of a big brush like this and got the majority of it, and then once I feel like I have most of that, then I make this smaller and I zoom in by hitting Control plus and minus to go back out, but I can zoom in here really close. And over here in this box on the left, top left here, I can click and drag that to different sections. So I'll just start down here on the bottom, make my brush a little bigger now that I'm down here, and I'll make the feathering a little bit less because I'm going along this edge here, but I don't want to make it perfectly sharp because then it's going to be really obvious if I missed it all. And this isn't an exact science. You can spend as much time as you want on this to make it perfect. Once you zoom out, you know, as long as you've got it pretty close, you're probably not going to notice. But yeah, like I said, you can spend as much time as you want, and I will just fast forward this part of the process for you so you don't have to sit and watch me do it. I recommend doing this in little bits at a time. That way, say if I accidentally go into her arm, I can just hit Control-Z to get back out to where I was, you know, the last time I clicked. So now that I have it pretty well, you know, like I said, I could probably make it even better, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna keep it simple. So here we go. I mean, I could just stop there if I wanted, but I decided to go a little further. Hit down on the bottom there when you're done with that adjustment brush. Another thing I want to do is remove this Mazda tag on the bottom. I feel like that's kind of distracting. So an easy way to do that is to go up here to spot removal, and I found putting it on heel worked pretty good for me on this one. And if I go back up here into my preview monitor on the top left here, I can just click right there on the Mazda and it'll zoom right in there nice for me. And I want to make my circular part here a little bit bigger to go kind of outside of the Mazda a little bit. And then I'm just going to click and hold and paint right over it. And that did a pretty good job. Sometimes it gets it perfect, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, see this bottom little section here, you can click and hold on that, and you can kind of choose a different spot for it to create the match of. So I think that looks pretty close. Now if I double click here, it'll bring it back and boom, it's gone. So I went one step further. I found that this background here was a little bit overexposed, and I wanted to kind of darken the shadows and the highlights of the background. So a quick and easy way to do this is to use the radial filter. And what I can do is just draw a circle, put it over here, and this doesn't have to be perfect here. We're just going to be making some minor adjustments, so we'll just put it more or less right around here there. And what you can do as well is you can go down here and take the feathering down just a little bit. So now if I change the shadows, it's changing all the shadows, everything but her. If it's changing her and not the shadows, then there's a chance that this invert is clicked. And so you want to make sure that that's unclicked. And now this is going to be affecting everything in the background and not her. So all I want to do is just some minor adjustments. I just want to bring down the shadows a little bit, and I want to bring down the highlights a little bit. And take a look at that. That's looking pretty good. So I could go a lot further with this. You know, I haven't done anything to her. I haven't adjusted her colors. I could go crazy with this. I could, you know, maybe I want to add in like a vignette too, but I just wanted to show you guys the basic of how to use the adjustment brush and how powerful it is, and to show you how I fixed up this photo in particular. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. If you guys have anything else you want to learn, just let me know in the comments. This tutorial came from somebody just asking me how to do it, and a week later I made this video, so it actually really helps me if you let me know what you guys want to learn, and then I know what to make next. So this is a new channel that I launched recently. If you guys don't know me, I'm Carl Ray Johnson, and I'm going to be here teaching you guys photography, filmmaking, editing, and how to travel the world and be a freelancer and a content creator, which is what I do, and I want to pass that information on to you guys. So if you like this video, please subscribe and like so more people can see it, and I will see you guys next time.